I'll entertain a motion to open to the public.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, we'll give an opportunity for the public to comment. Comments are limited to one comment, no more than 5 minutes. You got it, Ron.
Okay. Anybody interested in the public, just please go to your right-hand corner to the reactions and raise your hand. Okay. Heather, you're up.
She's muted.
There you go. You're good.
I'm still wondering if there's any statistic reports and cost analysis reports for the wellness centers, seeing as the wellness center lease is coming due at the end of the year. That's it. Oh, and the agenda didn't have the time listed on it. That's it.
Okay. Wow.
Next up, Ron.
Mara, you're up.
Hi. I had some questions about the bill list. Bill number 21-00903 from 6/14/21. It was for $822 for Bally's Atlantic City for a league conference. And I was wondering how long the conference was and who went. I have do you want to answer or should I go on? Go on?
One.
Okay. The second one is 21-00999. It's dated 7/1/21. It's for $12,235.05. It's for our attorneys for tax appeals for April and May. And I was wondering, is that like an average? That seems awfully high. And I'd like to know how many tax appeals there were and how many were adjusted up. And the other one is for 21-01041. It's from 7/12/21. It's for $7,269. And I'd like to, it's for the Borough of Hopatcong land transfer to the borough. And I was wondering if you could explain that. Thank you.
Any more, Ron?
Okay, let's put this right in here. Let's see here. Mayor, I don't see any.
I'll entertain a motion to bring it back.
Make that motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, cost analysis on the community center. We can tell you what it costs for taxes. We can tell you what it costs for utilities, because that's pretty much what we pay. We can also report, I'll ask Lorraine to do this, on how much is in the trust, which is, the trust is funded by donations and also the marketplace. It's pretty much a wash, if I recall a little bit, but we'll get the official report from Lorraine. John, you want to talk about tax appeals?
So, Mike, I have a correction. I think that what's being asked for is not cost and attendance of the wellness center. It's how many people are attending each program. And again, not HIPAA violations. She's not asking for protected healthcare information. What she's asking for is PSS was there, 2 weeks ago, a tally count of how many people utilized that service. Coffee with the Cop. How many people came to Coffee with the Cop the last time we had it? How many people were at Meet the Mayor? We don't, she's not asking for names and dates of birth. She's asking for a tally of the people that come to the wellness center and use the services.
And the reason for that is to put a price on the price per head. So you can say, when one person comes in for counseling or 10 people come in, put a price on it. I'm not going to do that. I will tell you in general, I'll give you a general amount of Meet the Mayor, anywhere from 3 to 8 people. Coffee with the Cop, when they do come back, because of COVID now, the numbers will reestablish themselves. So we're not going to treat this like we've been doing normal business for the past year or year and a half. We haven't. We've just recently started our program because of the pandemic. So judging, if you judge by last year's number, it would be not a lot at all. But as we ramp up, the Center of Prevention just came back. They shut down everything there. That's the county.
Yep.
We
I
didn't.
know.
So don't misunderstand that. What we do there is not a secret. What we do is there is very public, and everyone is welcome to come when them doors are open. But so if the methodology here is to do a cost analysis based on people, on population, that's the wrong direction to go in my opinion. We'll give you a general idea of how popular our programs are. For example, we have movies done by the Alliance, and John can attest to this. Sometimes we have a lot of people, sometimes we don't. That doesn't mean we stop it. It means we keep making it available to the public. We can certainly review cost, and we can certainly review how the money flows by way of donations. But if we're trying to do a cost analysis based on attendance, to me, that just doesn't sit well with me. I don't know what the motivation is on that. We can certainly, We can certainly, we can certainly talk about the community center, but if you're trying to treat this like a corporate business, we simply are not going to do that.
No, and I don't think that's what's being asked for. What's being asked for is that you're using taxpayer money for the wellness center, and let's see how, maybe there's a service that's being provided that is poorly attended for months at a time. Should we shift focus onto another one?
So the other piece is that no, I'm not going there.
You bring up the Municipal Alliance, but Municipal Alliance is funded by the state.
Yeah.
So, and that's just kind of, she's not asking for, a cost analysis or she's going to do a cost analysis.
That was just said. What's the cost analysis? That's baloney. Do we think that this is a valuable service for the town or not? That's the first question. If you think it's valuable and we value the different programs that we do and the help and aid to people in critical situations, we answer that question. If we're going to take attendance and do a cost analysis based on how many people attend each one, that's probably not a good direction to go for any community service. So we can help you with the financial information. We can give you general information that we would like better attendance. If we have Narcan training and 3 people show up, we have Narcan training and 10 people show up. So if 2 people show up, should we stop? So that's where this kind of data can bring you to. And I just simply don't want to go in that direction with things such as a community center where some stuff is very private. We're starting another program as we speak. We're still laying the groundwork for domestic abuse situations, and Dawn can attest to that. So do you think it's important that we address domestic abuse, including sexual abuse, in our town or not? And so if we have that training, if we have that help to the people and 3 people show up, should we keep doing it? And so the question is, what we're doing based on how many people attend or how important it is to the community. If we can help one person and we can help them out of a crisis, then it's worth every penny. If we can't, if we're not helping anybody, that's another question. But don't go down that road of, well, if you only got 2 or 3 people coming, we shouldn't do it. I'm not going down that road.
It's not that we shouldn't do it. It's that can we move it to a place that's not costing the taxpayers $20,000 a year? That's what the point of the question is.
I can address that too. The reason it's not an accident that's in a storefront, not an accident. We're not going to put it in the basement of some community, some borough-owned building. And we're not going to put it in some building that doesn't lend itself to the privacy of our clients. We're not going to do that. It's not at a storefront by accident. It's at a storefront that people can walk to unobtrusively. They can ride to it and they can walk to it. We can debate this for hours, but I can tell you the demographic of that place is not an accident. It actually, one of the reasons is the generosity of the property owner. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there, and we'd still be wondering where the hell we can do this service. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to go on and on, but we will give you cost, we will give you general information, but we will not take attendance and say, well, we had 3 people come for Narcan training, or we had 10 people. We'll give you some general information on that. And you can take that wherever you want to take it, but to us, to the people, to myself, the responsibility we have is to bring as much convenient service to the people as possible in a place that's most convenient to them.
Mayor?
I'm sorry. I just go on and I'm sorry, but
No,
John,
that's quite all right, Mayor. I would like to make a comment on this.
go ahead.
Thank you. You know, I'm not so sure. We have a facility which is, in my opinion, doing a lot of good for a segment of our population. And we're starting to question its validity versus as a, you know, using cost as a reason. And I'm not so sure that's a good idea, because we have Naridicon Field as well as Jefferson and all the other fields which benefit a segment of our population. And what's the cost to that? We have the dog park, which is new, but not everybody's going to use the dog park, but it will benefit a segment of our population. We have Modic Park. Not everybody uses Modic Park or Maxim Glen. They cost us money, but they both benefit a segment of our population. We have the senior center as well. So I think if we start going down the road of trying to analyze each particular one and what it costs versus how many people it affects or helps, I think that's a bad road to go down, because if we start doing that, eventually the only thing we'll have in town is garbage pickup and roads, and that might be a maybe. That's my opinion on this. Thank you,
John.
Mike, I want to pipe in too. John, I 100% agree with you. This just seems like a roundabout way to try to shut this place down, and we shouldn't. I support it 100%, and this is for the segment of the population that can't get the service locally, and that's a huge benefit that you can't put a dollar figure on. So I support it.
And I'm going to make one more comment, and that's it. No one is saying shut it down. Have any of you picked up the phone and called or spoken to Heather about what she meant versus what you think she said? Because I have. It has nothing to do with shutting it down. The Wellness Center, I know this, all of you know this, provides a valuable assets to the community. It has from the beginning, and it will continue to. Okay, the partnerships made have been amazing. Having the Center for Prevention come in again, and thank God they've opened their doors, is amazing. Nobody is saying shut it down. What people are saying is why not relocate it to a place where we're already paying for it and provide those services to the people, the same services to those same people. And you cannot tell me that a storefront in the center of town is more confidential than a back parking lot of a senior center. And that's all I'm going to say on it.
Well, I'm going to tell you that it is. So we're going to move on. John, would you talk about tax appeals?
Sure, Mayor. We can ask the tax assessor to do a report on the number of tax appeals and the number of ones that resulted in a change in assessment. With respect to the bill, all of the hearings are in May and June. So it's for tax appeals, that's the largest bills of the year, by far, because that's when all the work is done each year. And I think the question was how many assessments went up, and I'm going to guess that none went up. I think a small percentage go down as a result of the appeals, but our percentage of keeping the assessments the same was very high. I just don't have the exact percentage, but I'll reach out to the tax assessor and ask her to submit a report to the council.
Thank you, John. Now, the $822, that's League of Municipalities. Am I correct, Ron?
That's for all of us that are professionals that have to go down and get our CEU training. It's for that, and it's the exhibit show down there that we go down and look at new product, new systems and such of that goes out. So that's for us to go down and get our professional training.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
we have to maintain that for our licenses. That's CEUs we have to get to maintain our license.
Yeah, and I find it very useful. I would suggest that council members think about going out there too, because you kind of learn a lot. The town does pay for the accommodations. Actually, we're going to have some guidelines on that soon. Typically, the clerk makes all the reservations, and that's based on recommendations from the league, so that it's most economical for the town. We're going to visit that, so to give people and our clerk guidance on what facilities to use, and so we're probably this week we'll have that information out, and we'll instruct the clerk to make reservations at the, you know, typically it's the Tropicana, closest places in pretty good proximity. I know I've stayed at the Tropicana in the past, and I've walked to the center. The Sheraton is right across the street from the center if you can get a room there. But the point I'm making is with we watch what we do and where we do it. So we'll come up with a range of cost on the rooms, which is pretty average, I think. I don't see anything too crazy, but we'll address that issue too, so we get the most bang for our buck. And sometimes if you talk with a hotel and you say, well, we're going to send our people there, we might be able to get some kind of a discount. So it's not a free for all at all. We'll make some recommendations on that and have the clerk. If I want to go, I'll let the clerk know. I haven't decided if I'm going to go or not personally, but if I decide to go, I'll just let the clerk know I want to go, make me reservations, and I don't care where it is or one way or another. But the point is that we should be as economical as possible. Ron, the borough land transfer.
Yeah, Lorraine, do you have that? That's a transfer from one of the properties, right?
Right, that's the proceeds from the sale of 16 Oklahoma.
Right,
Okay.
that was one of our property sales.
Yeah, that's money we make.
Correct.
Okay. All right.